For those of you who are new to the Hot Seat Coaching, my name is Sarah Pappas. I'm a senior vice president with Symmetry, also a top producer and top builder. So I'm a fan of our system. I love it. I love to talk about phone scripts, appointments, running appointments, presentations, follow-ups, recruiting, basically all the money-making activities. I can counsel you on how this works is if you would like to get in the hot seat, usually I have about 10, sometimes 15 minutes for each person. So you got to put your name in the chat if you would like some coaching. So I would like to start off with that. If you want some coaching during this session, go ahead and put your first and last name in the chat. We always start off with the Symmetry introduction. So Symmetry introduction is just, hey, introduce yourself, your name, who you're direct to, how long you've been here, and maybe where you're from in the country.
Okay.
And then we can dive into what you want to work on today. So take it away.
Okay. Name's Zach Rhodes, direct to Sarah's Pappas, and been here since July of last year. Live out in Utah.
Wonderful. Well, Zach, what can I help you with today? What is your biggest challenge today?
Posturing, as well as tonality for me right now. Just not setting the appointments, enough appointments that I want to be. Show rate's been off. When I get them there, I feel like I do good with them in the presentation, but struggling to get to that 15 appointments and getting at least 50% to show up. So,
Okay. All right. And what would you say when it comes to like posturing in your tonality? Like in your own words, what do you think is the sort of like thing that you need to work on or fix?
so after recording a few of my calls, went back and listened back over them, and I think I'm being a little too polite, maybe more a little too people pleasing versus I need to be firm, forward, and state why I'm here, what I'm doing, but with that authoritative tonality. Instead of, hey, I'm the nice guy, I'm here to help you. Maybe I'm here to do a job. This is what we're doing. You on board? You off board? What are we doing?
Awesome. First of all, I want to acknowledge the fact that you actually recorded yourself and listened to yourself, right? Like you guys, that is extremely powerful to be able to go back and listen. It's always a little cringe though, right? Like it's always like, oh God, I can't believe
Nails
I
on a
sound like
chalkboard,
that,
man.
right? It's terrible. I hate listening. I don't even like listening to myself on when I do these things, right?
Yeah.
So kudos to you for that. And I also happen to know that you sent them up for review as well. Like I got to listen to some of your calls also.
Mm.
And so my initial feedback was similar, like don't sound too excited, right? Don't be like, "Oh, hey, how can I help? Like, let me help you." Like you don't want to sound like too excited that you're on the phone with them. And then I think you realized you were like a little too people pleasing, too polite, because really what you're wanting to do is be authoritative, not rude or too much of that, but like be authoritative to the point where you're actually like leading them, right?
Yeah. I was just saying a good way in my mind that I'm wrapping my head around it a little bit is busy versus rude, or because being a people pleaser, I don't want to come in too strong and, make somebody upset.
I was always taught that you kind of want to sound like like pretend you're still like you're in a call center, you're in a cubicle, and you're so bored out of your mind because you got this stack of numbers to dial. You've just got to get through the stack, but oh my gosh, you're so bored that you're just like tossing a softball up in the air, whatever, catching it. Almost sound bored or dare I say even a little robotic at the beginning.
Okay.
Um, like you're just not like you're reading a script, because we don't want to sound like you're reading a script, but you just want to sound like, "Ah, man, I gotta get through. I gotta get this case taken care of. You're one of 1,000 in my stack here. We got to get through this, right?" So I was hoping today, Zach, that we could actually role play your new tonality.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Is there anything else before we go in and start the role play? Is there anything else that you find to be a challenge or anything else that you want to work out as far as your script goes, your phone script?
Probably just getting a little more efficient and better at asking the why question, finding out the reason why and actually pulling that reason and going a little deeper, maybe. I don't
I
know if,
really actually don't do that much on the phone,
oh
Zach.
yeah, then
I
maybe just
like to I like to find out, I like to ask them who is their beneficiary to get them thinking about who they want the house to go to. I always say, who do you want the house to go to? But it always seems a little awkward for me at least to ask a why question, like, what's got you looking at it? Because that to me is reserved for the appointment,
okay,
and it kind of puts people off guard, like, oh my God, now how long is this going to take, right? I don't
right.
know. That's just
No,
me.
that makes sense. And
Yeah.
the thought process, just so you understand, is I'm thinking maybe that will help my show ratio, but maybe it's more of the lockdown that the issue is.
Yeah, I think the show ratio has to do more with how well you connected with them over the phone, like
Okay.
how real and authentic of a person they perceive you to be. Did you put a smile on their face? Did you make them laugh? Like how good is the connection? And then of course the tie down and subsequent follow up. I think you're right about that.
Okay.
But really it's really the human connection. It's really the you can trust me to be the person that's going to lead you to get you taken care of, to get this problem taken care of,
Makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
So if we wave a magic wand and solve all of your phone issues, what would that look like for you?
It's gonna look like 15, 20 appointments a week and 5 to 10K a week in my bank.
Yeah, 15 to 20 appointments would absolutely put 5 to 10K in your bank account.
Yeah, I think
Um,
once the confidence comes with that, then ramping up feels a lot safer and
it does. It does. And you know what? I love that you said that because you're right at that point right now where you're in a confidence building phase. You're also it's this paradox. It's the beautiful paradox of life. You're also in a confidence destroying phase as
yeah,
well, right? Where you're
it's a
like, oh
roller
my God,
coaster.
it is. It's a
Yeah.
total roller coaster. You're gonna get better only through getting through the struggle. What do we say? Like whatever this t-shirt says, like
Embrace the suck.
embrace the suck, like get
Yep.
through the suck. Exactly. Like you're in that phase right now, and that's part of this. It's part of the business. So you're so doing so good. All right, so we're gonna work on your tonality and specifically your first few sentences. Let's go ahead and dive in, Zach. Go ahead and start us off. We're
Okay.
gonna role play it.
So, hey Sarah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Zach Rhodes. I was just giving you a call about the home loan you took out for 150,000. It looks like when you did that, you sent us a request looking for some information on a mortgage protection plan that would pay that loan off in case of death or disability. I have you here at 123 Oak Street. Is that correct?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Again, this is for the protection that would pay your home off in case you passed away suddenly or became disabled. Do you have coverage in place for that?
Can I start in with some when someone gives you I didn't do that or I didn't know. You know what I usually do? I start over from the very beginning. And I also want you to note too, the more dials you make, and I know you're in the trenches. I know you're making dials. And so that's why when we say every dial gets better and better, I want you to be making like 2 millimeter adjustments every time you talk to somebody. I want you to start to hear. It's really crazy. The more you're on the phone and the more you make a phone connection with somebody, the more you're going to pick up on the nuance of their energy. So, for example, if someone doesn't like the fact that you said, like, I didn't like the fact that you said, hey, I'm calling about your mortgage. My mortgage was sold the second I took it out. You said, oh, hey, I'm calling about your mortgage for 200,000 with ABC Bank or whatever it is that you said. And I'm thinking in my head, well, I don't even have that loan anymore. And then you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this guy's full of shit. He's a salesperson. I don't want to talk to him. You're going to pick up on what triggers people. And I want you to notice those things and I want you to not do that anymore. Like
Okay.
just don't even do it. So if I'm bothered by you saying, "Hey, I'm calling about your mortgage in the amount of 200,000," what can you do there, Zach?
Go to a softer approach, more vague, but yet touching the bullet points, right?
Yes, exactly.
Maybe the dynamic script is a better one to follow versus,
No, you're going to make your own script.
okay,
Yeah, you're gonna make your own script because we always start with the best script. I was dialing last week with a big in-home group dialing experience, and somebody said, "Oh my gosh, Sarah, do you have this script written out somewhere?" And I said, "No." I said, "I use the best script." It's on HQ. I use the best script. And then what I do is I've dialed the best script so many times, I'm like, I don't like that. My client didn't like me say you're dialing on bonus leads. They're a little older. You've got to modify it just a little bit. Every lead type is going to have a little bit of a different nuance, right? And so I'm talking to you as if you're dialing bonus leads right now, yes?
Yes.
And then when you dial on the A leads, it's really not even that much different because truthfully, the best way to overcome an objection is to not let it happen, right? So if one person is going to object about one thing, I'm going to change my entire script and say it different for everybody every single time. So what you're doing is that you've got your best script right there in front of you.
Well, yeah, it's on the computer, but
Okay, it's on the computer. So can you edit it or it's
no,
just
it's just right
the
there in
PDF?
yeah.
What you're going to want to do is write out your own script. I'm a huge fan of writing out your own script, Zach,
Okay.
because it's going to have to come off your tongue naturally. And some people will go so far as to say, hey, you need to actually memorize your script before you even get on the phones. Here's why I don't necessarily teach that is because, you know, I want to learn from real life experience. I want to learn how people on the other side of the phone are going to respond to me. Everybody's going to respond differently to me than they will to you, to anybody else, right? And so I don't know if the script I'm memorizing is the script I'm going to end up with, if that makes sense. But
Yeah,
I
totally.
do believe that you have to have something written out that you can cross out or say, well, that didn't work, or, oh man, I started saying it like this quite a bit, so I'm going to actually write that down. And then you actually start to memorize what works for you. But what works for me is the same thing every single time. So Zach, I'll say if I'm, let's role play. You're the client. So ring, ring.
Ring ring.
Hey Zach.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey Zach, this is actually Sarah Pappas. I'm calling you back. I've got your paperwork here from the Mortgage Protection Center. It looks like shortly after you financed your home, you had requested the information on the benefit that would pay off your home if you died, or make a mortgage payment for you if you became sick or injured and couldn't work. I'm actually just the field underwriter who's been assigned to get this request taken care of for you and several other folks in your county. So before I can work on your case, I actually just needed to really quick verify some of the information that you already provided. You had said on here that your age is 39. Is that correct?
Yeah. I don't remember doing this though.
Oh, okay. So it's okay. I mean, you've probably financed the house quite a while ago. It was, shortly thereafter. It's about the benefit that would pay off your home if you died, or make a mortgage payment for you if you became sick or injured. And I'm just going to get some information together to get to satisfy that request that you made. You says here you're a non-smoker. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And at the time of financing, looks like your home mortgage was about 200,000. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was about a year ago though.
Okay. Have you had a birth date since then, or are you still 39?
No, I'm 40 now.
Okay, 40. Let me just get that on here. Non-smoker, and it doesn't say that you have anybody on the mortgage with you. Is there a spouse or a partner in the home?
Yes, there is.
Okay. All right. Very good. And let me just ask you a couple quick health questions for sort of pre-qualification. Any major health issues that I should be aware of, like any cancer, heart attack, or stroke?
Nope.
Okay. Any diabetes or COPD?
Nope.
All right. And does the doctor have you on any prescription medications?
No. Just yeah, no.
Okay, it's just
Antibacterial.
a 10, they do like a 10-year look back. So anything that you can think of within the last 10 years, anything that
No.
comes to mind. All right, how about any hospitalizations or surgeries?
Just a knee surgery about 5 years ago.
Okay, very good. And still working full time?
Yes.
What do you do for work, Zach?
Auto sales.
Oh my gosh, how do you like that?
It's horrible.
Oh, what dealership are you at?
Ford dealership.
All right, so now I'm gonna pause here because you see I got him to smile, didn't I? We got real for a second. He told me he hates his job, right?
Right.
So here's the thing. I sound a little bit robotic and I don't pause. I tell people exactly why I'm calling. I'm the field underwriter. I'm calling about that request that you made shortly after you financed the home. I don't ever like to say, oh, you did this or that. I said, shortly after you financed the home, you made a request. for that information on the benefit that would pay off your home if you died or make a mortgage payment for you if you become sick or injured and couldn't work. I'm just a field underwriter. Don't any no death pauses. Okay, we talked about that earlier, right?
Hmm.
If you pause and wait for a response, you're going to get a response that you probably don't want. So the best time to pause is when you're actually in there verifying the information and notice how you're like, hey, I don't even remember this, but it was after I already asked your age. And what did I do? I just went back to the beginning of my script.
Yeah.
I just went and explained it all over again. Sometimes people need to hear it twice because think about it this way. When you pick up the phone, people are like, who is this? At first, they're like, is this a robot? Is this an AI? Is this a scam? Is this a salesperson? And so by the time their monkey mind stops chattering and actually starts listening, you're already halfway through. They don't even know why the heck you're calling. I've had to like repeat myself the same paragraph over and over like 3 or 4 times to some people. And I just do it over. I just keep my cool and say, hey, it's okay. Shortly after you finance the house, you made the request for the information about the benefit that would pay off your home if you died or make a mortgage payment for you if you became sick or injured and couldn't work. I'm just the field underwriter who's been, take a breath in between the sentence, not at the end of the sentence. Okay?
Okay.
That avoids the death pause at the end of the sentence. So I'm just a field underwriter who's been assigned to take care of your request and several others in your area. I just needed to really quick verify the information that you already provided. When you financed the home, you said that your age was 39. Is that still correct, or have you had a birth date since then? And what I'm doing at that point, if I'm leading them properly, I'm gonna go for 3 yeses. So he says, yes, I'm 39. Or no, I just turned 40. Okay, very good. Now I'm going to go for 2 more yeses. Says here you're a non-smoker. Guess what? If it doesn't say anything about smoking, I'm going to actually try that anyways because it's my hallucination that probably 70% or the more of the population would consider themselves to be non-smokers. Would you agree with that, Zach?
For sure.
Cool. So I'm going to say, oh, it says you indicated you're a non-smoker. Is that correct? Whether it says that or not. I'm going to say, you indicated you're a non-smoker. Yes, there's my second yes. And it looks like at the time of financing, when you finance the home, you financed it for about 200,000. Is that correct? Yes. Now I got 3 yeses and now I'm really leading them. Okay.
Okay.
Then I can say, okay, just for some pre-qualification questions, and here's the big five. Any cancer, heart attack, or stroke I should be aware of? And then any diabetes or COPD, because those are also going to require additional questions. Diabetes is like, okay, do you take pills or insulin? Oh, metformin only? Oh, or you take insulin, any complications? Same with COPD. What do you take for it? You're on like Spiriva? What you got? What you got going on? I never make anybody feel bad about what they're taking, but I never say this. Some people get a little too excited and say, "Oh, that's great. Okay. Oh, you're on COPD. Okay, no problem. Great." Well, I like to say no problem, but I don't ever like to say, "Oh, that's great," because it's not great.
No, it's not great.
Now, have you noticed this, that there's not a lot of spouse names on the lead?
Yep.
Okay. And also, have you noticed that if you ask for the spouse's name a little too soon, they might fall through your fingers?
Hmm. No, I moved that question towards the end of the medical stuff.
Good job, Zach. You already see what you're doing is you're taking the script and you're figuring it out. Okay? That's why it's like, no, I don't have a Sarah Pappas script. No, I use the best script and say, well, that didn't work out so well right there. I'm gonna move that down here. Okay?
Yeah.
And so yeah, you got to get them to trust you a little bit. And so as soon as I find the way to develop some rapport, I'm gonna pause and do that. So notice how like as soon as I found out, oh, okay, well, what do you do for work? As soon as I had the opportunity to do that, now I'm gonna go veer off for just a second. I'm gonna develop some rapport. I'm gonna make you smile, right? You're gonna, oh my God, you hate your job. Oh, what dealership. And then I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you laugh and smile, right? And then I'm gonna get right back to it. Okay, well, if something were to happen, I'm gonna keep going now. So, Zach, if something were to happen to you, who do you want to get the house when you die?
My wife.
Okay, great. Let me put her on there as the beneficiary. What's her name?
Linda.
Linda. Linda? All right, perfect. So you see what I did just there? I said, okay, I used the word beneficiary. That's a big jargon word, but that's okay because I want to plant the seed that this is life insurance. Okay. That's like the first time I'm going to really use some of our jargon because everybody knows the word beneficiary. So who do you want the house to go to as the beneficiary? Linda, great. Your spouse, okay, what's her name? Great. Do you want the similar coverage on Linda if something were to happen to her, that the house would go to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, how old is Linda?
Yeah. She's 38.
38. Okay. Any major health issues for her that I should be aware of? Same questions as you.
Nope. She's
All
healthy.
right. She's all good. No prescription medications, surgeries, or hospitalizations.
Just Xanax and sleep pills.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. You guys have kids?
Nope.
Okay. Dogs?
Yep.
Okay. And now I'm laughing and smiling, right?
Right.
All right, so I got the spouse information, and then I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to say, okay, I've got all the information that I need on my end to go to work on your case, okay? And I'm going to be able to look at several different options for you. I'm going to do some work. So I just actually need to find about a 15-minute window where I can get with you and Linda in front of the computer to go over these coverage options with you. I'm helping families in your area tomorrow. What time works better for the both of you? Either morning, afternoon, or evening?
Evenings.
Evenings. Okay. After what time?
We don't get home from work till about 6:37.
Okay. So sometime after 6:30 or 7. And let's see, tomorrow is Wednesday. Is your schedule pretty much that on Wednesdays you get home at 6:30 or 7?
Hmm.
If I
Yep.
could squeeze you guys in tomorrow evening, what time would work better for you? I got a 7:15 or a 7:45?
Probably 7:45.
7:45? Okay, and the both of you can be there and be in front of your computer when I call?
Yeah, we should make it.
Okay, great. Grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to go ahead and get you my information. Okay, now we got the tie down, but let's talk about setting the appointment. All right. Notice I didn't give a two option close until after I found out what's actually really good for him. I'm dialing in. I always like to say it at the same time every single time. Do you want morning, afternoon, or evening? And then once they say which one they want, my very next question is after what time? And usually they're going to tell me exactly what time they want to meet with me. But I won't always jump on that, and I'll say, okay, let me see if I can squeeze you in. Do you guys usually like eat dinner quick, or I'll maybe ask some more questions to kind of get to know their schedule. But then I like to offer that like a two, like you want this time or that time. But notice I said morning, afternoon, or evening, and then I found out that you're both getting home from work at 6:30. Do you think that's valuable information for me to know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you don't show up on Wednesday, guess what time I'm calling you on Thursday? If you no show me tomorrow at 7:15, I'm going to text you. I'm going to text and call like I would at 7:15, but then I'm not going to do anything until about 8 o'clock. And then I'm going to text you 8 o'clock and say, hey, Zach, sorry you missed our appointment. That actually worked out really well for me because I had several other families to take care of this evening. How about if I put you in tomorrow at the same time? Please confirm. Okay. I don't want to come off as chasing. We talked about that earlier, right? As soon as you chase somebody, they run away, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do,
Yep.
right? So I'm not chasing anybody. And I always like let them off the hook because I always want to assume the best about my future clients. And I never want to take anything personal because I always like to remember most people walk around on a daily basis in a low level of stress and anxiety.
Yep.
And you're the last person that they want to talk to at that time, Zach. It's not personal. So I like to get to know their schedule a little bit before I set the appointment. So that if that does happen, I know what their rhythm is and I can say, hey, no worries, you guys. I'm sure something came up. That works out really well for me, actually. I had to help several families. I'm gonna put you in tomorrow at the same time. Let me know if that doesn't work. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. So let's do the tie down. I want to hear your tie down. Let's go back to yours.
Go into the scheduling, find out the date, time, and then once you lock in the date and time, okay, grab a pen and paper.
Yep. All
Sarah,
right. So seven. So we settled on 7:45 on
yeah,
Wednesday.
so
Settled. Okay.
okay, so grab a pen and paper, Sarah. Let me know
Okay,
when you got that ready.
I'm ready.
Perfect. Okay, so my name is Zach, spelled Z-A-C-H. Last
Oh,
name is
you
Rhodes.
want me to write that down?
Oh, yes, sorry.
You gotta tell me. You
Yes.
gotta tell me exactly
I
what to
assumed you
do.
were ready, Sarah. My bad. So go ahead and write this
Okay.
down. My
Okay.
name is
Yep.
Zach Rhodes, Z-A-C-H. Last name's
Got it.
R-H-O-A-D-S. My NPN number is
Oh, wait.
111
Hold on. I'm still, wait, how do you spell your last name?
R-H-O-A-D-S.
You gotta slow way down, my friend.
Okay.
This is where, if you really want them to do what you're asking them to do, you got to really. Did you write that down? R? Okay, what next? H? O? A? You know? So,
And I usually do. I think just role
all right,
playing and yeah.
let's do it. Let's do it again. Okay,
Okay.
so what do you want me to write down again?
Okay. So my name is Zach. It's spelled Z-A-C-H.
Okay,
Let me know when you got that.
got it.
Last name is Rhodes, R-H-O-A-D-S.
Okay,
My national producer number is 111-2367.
okay,
And then my direct line is 801-589-9747.
okay.
And then what is the best email for you?
Uh, Sarah S. Pappas at gmail.com.
Okay, so I have sarahspappas at gmail.com. And I usually spell it out for them just to make sure. I will be send you a link to connect with me virtually. Are you guys familiar with Zoom?
Zach, didn't we talk about not using the Z word?
We did. But don't you gotta tell them what you're using at that point so they can be aware of how to download and move forward with it?
No,
Okay.
no. Okay, let's talk about your tie down first of all.
Okay.
You gave out your NPN and your direct line. Why? Why both?
To be honest, because I was running mostly telesales, so that's habit that I need to change.
Well, it's okay. I just don't think it's necessary. You can if you want to, but I would explain what NPN even is. Like,
Yeah.
what even is that? But direct line is fine. If that's the line, if you're calling from a different number, you could ask them, hey, did this number come up that I'm calling? Okay, I'm actually going to call you from my direct line tomorrow. Here's the number. So maybe kind of explain why you're giving them your direct line. Um, Also, you never had me write down the day or the time of the appointment.
No, I didn't.
Did you just forget that
I
or
did.
okay?
Yeah.
Because are you not looking at your script on Funnel anymore?
No, I'm looking at the Zoom screen.
Okay, it's actually really important to use a script because you when you get off the script, you want to be able to come right back on the script. You want to know exactly where you were, and you don't want to forget these things. Okay, so until you have everything just like memorized, like grooves in an album, use the script. Okay,
Okay.
let's talk about the Zoom word. Okay. It's a
Okay.
trigger for some people. Some people are like, oh, I don't know how to use Zoom. And I remember if it's a trigger for one, it's a trigger for all. I'm going to assume I'm going to change my script and accommodate everybody so that I don't have to guess if that person or this person's going to be familiar or unfamiliar with Zoom. I'm just going to simply say, can you be in front of your computer when I call? Because I have a rule. You start the appointment the way you set the appointment. Okay, so if you set the appointment on the phone, you're going to start the appointment on the phone. Okay, hey Judy, are you in front of your computer? Great. I just resent you out the email with the Zoom link on it, so it should be at the top of your inbox. Can you open up your email there for me? Okay, great. Have you ever used Zoom before? Yes, no. Oh, okay, no. Okay, well you might need to download. I just need you to click on that link and then it'll prompt you to download it on your computer. If you get into a situation where someone is extremely agitated about having to use Zoom, it's really easy. Hey, I just sent you a calendar invite and there's a little button on there called Google Meet. Just click that button, Google Meet. Now, there's a few reasons why I think Zoom is more powerful than Google Meet. And one of them is because number one, you can have it set up to auto record when people are come on and that way they're, oh, no problem. And you could have it recorded. That's really great for not only compliance, but it's really great to get coaching. Man, I love it, Zach, when somebody sends me a Zoom link and says, hey, can you watch my appointment with so and so and offer me some coaching? That is the best. I am overjoyed. to do that. Okay. But there's some other features and capabilities that Zoom has that the others don't. So Zoom to me is like the gold standard for a face-to-face appointment, remote face-to-face. But I'm not going to let that be an impediment. If I need to switch to Google Meet or even FaceTime, I'm going to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't like to use the word Zoom. So I say, hey, great, I'm going to send you a link for our appointment tomorrow. What's your best email? All right. So let's go back to your tie down.
So what's your email so I can send you a link for tomorrow's meeting?
SarahSPappas@gmail.com.
Okay, perfect. And then I have you down for tomorrow, which is 128 at 7:45 p.m. If you can go ahead and write that down as well, please.
Good job. Yes. All right. I got it.
And then can you just read back what we wrote down, make sure we got everything correct?
All right. I got 128, 745. I got your direct line number. I got your name, Zach Rhodes.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any questions for me at this point?
No,
Okay. You
Zach.
don't
Let's
like that at all, did you? Okay. So yeah, after that, then I just go into well, if you don't have any questions, I will call you tomorrow at 7:45. We'll address everything we spoke about today and get all your questions answered and get you some protection put in place.
I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. I think one of the hardest things for a newer agent in your first 6 months is this issue of your identity. Okay? Zach, what did you do before Symmetry, before insurance?
Did finance and insurance for auto dealerships.
Okay, so you were working for a car dealership, you were doing financing.
Hmm.
So how long did you do that for?
About 20 years.
So you're pretty good at that, right?
Hmm.
And that was probably, you showed up for work with a lot of posture, right? Because you had the confidence, because you'd done it for so long, it had became part of your identity, right?
Hmm.
Well, your first 6 months in the insurance business, you're like in this really weird transition. It feels so awkward. It really does, you guys. Like when you are growing, I mean, you got to imagine like a little baby chick, pecking its way out of the shell. And then this baby chick is like so awkward, it doesn't know what to do. And he's like wobbly. But pretty soon that baby chick it doesn't take long. You're like this brand new baby agent. You don't have enough experience to have the confidence, to have the posture, to have the identity. But that's what you're going for. You're going for an identity shift, Zach, where you show up on the phone as I can help you with this. This is an important request. This life insurance, this mortgage protection, it's really important and I can help you with this. And in fact, I'm the best one to help you with this. It's me right here. This is why the personal development, the four cornerstones, we say, well, you got to be reading books. Let me ask you, Zach, what are you reading? What are you putting up here these days to help you with your mindset? Number one book we always recommend, Go for No. That is literally the number one book that new agents need to be reading. Here's another one, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. The third book that I highly recommend that you start reading ASAP is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Number one, Go for No is going to get you fired up to make your dials.
Okay.
How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling is actually about somebody just like you and me who started in this industry from a totally different industry. He was a semi-pro baseball player who got into life insurance and ended up becoming a millionaire during the Great Depression, learning the exact things that we all learn and teach here. He had to learn sales. He had to learn how to ask good questions. He had to learn how to prospect, all the things. The third book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, is more along the lines of your money blueprint, aka your success blueprint. Money blueprint is your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors around money that you learned growing up. Your money thermostat is the amount of money that you are used to making. Your nervous system, I'm gonna put it that way, your nervous system feels safe making. Thinking about money is very important. So for me, like my first few months, I was like, realized that a lot of my declines and chargebacks and issues and failures, some of them were actually self-sabotage. I didn't need to go through all of that. It's just that I had this crazy money blueprint that was really low. And you can make a lot of money here. You should make 6 figures your first year here. And you still will. So that's why I like those 3 books, okay, in your first 90 days. You've got to be absolutely reading. And these things feel really awkward. The failure feels awkward, the identity, the growth, the stretching, the change. It feels really awkward. I'm here to tell you it's worth it.